Hi everyone, we meet again at Rapid English Learning with me, Miss Dewi. Today we will be talking about simple present tense. And in our 1-minute talk, we will talk about my Sunday's activities. Last time we have learned about part of speech, kelompok kata. There are 3 words that belong to this part of speech, noun, adjective, or verb. Noun, kata benda. The word that belongs to noun is name of a place, name of a person, and name of a thing. Adjectives, kata sifat, is the word that describes a noun. And today we will focus on discussing the verb, kata kerja. Verb is an action word. However, in English, verb is divided into 2 types. The first one is called stative verb. Stative verb adalah kata kerja yang digunakan tanpa kita melakukan sesuatu. Action verb, another type of the verb, is something that we do. For example, like the word know. Know is a stative verb. When we know something, we don't do something that we can do as an action. Kita tidak melakukan pekerjaan apapun ketika kita mengetahui sesuatu. It is in our mind. The action happens in our mind. So, it belongs to the stative verb. Eat. Eat belongs to action verb. Because when we eat, makan, we do something. We make an activity. We put the food into our mouth. We chew it. So it's an action word, action verb. Understand. Understand is a stative verb. Because when you understand something, it is an action that is processed in your mind. Kalau kamu mengerti sesuatu, berarti kamu memahami sesuatu. Itu terjadi di dalam pikiran kamu. So, understand is a verb, but it belongs to a stative verb. Think. Think is also a stative verb. It processed in your mind. And then run. Run is an activity. We move our body. So it's an action verb. Now let's take a look at these words like enjoy, brush, remember, forget. Let's categorize these words into the group of stative verb or action verb. Like. Like it's not an activity that you do. You don't move your body when you like something. So it is processed in your mind, in your heart. Jadi like adalah kata kerja tapi tidak kamu kerjakan dengan menggunakan sebuah aktivitas. So it is called a stative verb. Enjoy. If you enjoy something, it makes you feel happy and then it makes you feel satisfied. That means enjoy. It's in your heart. The process happens in your heart. So it belongs to stative verb. Brush. Brush, menyikat. Brush your teeth. So you move your body in order to do this activity. Jadi kamu menggerakkan badan kamu, tangan kamu ketika kamu menyikat. So it's an activity. It's an action verb. Remember. Remember, it's in your brain. A process that happens in your brain. Proses yang terjadi di dalam pikiran kamu, di dalam otak kamu. That is a stative verb. Forget. That is also a verb that belongs to stative verb because it is in your mind. Okay, now it's your turn to write 3 more verbs that come into your mind. And then tick the correct group, stative verb or action verb, to which the word belongs. Now we will be talking about simple present tense. Simple present tense is a grammatical rule in which you can apply when you want to talk about regular activity or what we call as a habits, or if you want to talk about general truth or a fact. Simple present tense adalah sebuah aturan tata bahasa yang bisa kita gunakan ketika kita mau membicarakan sesuatu yang berhubungan dengan aktivitas yang dilakukan secara teratur atau sebuah kebiasaan. Dan bila kita ingin juga membicarakan atau menyatakan sebuah fakta, kebenaran yang secara umum diakui. Remember that last time we've learned about subject pronouns? When we want to say a sentence, we need to use the subject pronouns at the beginning of the sentence. Ingat, kita pernah belajar ini ya. Ketika kita ingin menyatakan sebuah kalimat, maka kita akan membutuhkan kata ganti subjek terkadang untuk menggantikan subjek di dalam kalimat tersebut. We have I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Remember that you can be a plural form. You di sini bisa artinya kalian. And sometimes the subject pronouns is accompanied by a verb be. Terkadang subject pronoun ditemani oleh yang namanya verb be, kata kerja be. The words that belong to verb be are am, is, are. Kata yang termasuk ke dalam verb be, kata kerja be, adalah am, is, are. Jadi sebenarnya am, is, are ini adalah sebuah kata kerja yang dibutuhkan ketika ada kondisi tertentu. Kondisinya seperti apa? Nanti kita akan pelajari. So remember that I is put together with am. She is, he is, it is, they are, we are, and you are. Please remember to match the verb be with the correct subject pronouns. Okay, let's take a look at the sentence structure. Struktur kalimat di dalam bahasa Inggris. Bila kita mau menggunakan kata benda untuk mendampingi sebuah subjek, maka kita membutuhkan yang namanya verb be. Nah, a mother, I a mother. Kita salah kalau ngomong begitu. I a mother. We need to give a verb be. I am a mother. Okay? If I say they students, no. We have to give the verb be. They is put together with the verb be are. They are students. Also, when we want to use adjectives to describe the subject, we also need to use the verb be. Kalau kita mau menggunakan kata sifat juga sama. Kita membutuhkan verb be. She friendly, dia ramah. No. Not like that. We need the verb be. She is friendly. We kind, kami baik. Sifatnya baik, kami orang baik, sifatnya orang baik. No. We have to use we are, the verb be, kind. Oke, begitulah struktur kalimat di dalam bahasa Inggris ketika kita menggunakan noun, kata benda, atau adjective, kata sifat untuk mendampingi subjek. Now let's practice. Remember to use the verb be when you use the noun after the subject. John and you. John and you, John dan kamu. Ada dua orang, berarti kita bisa jadikan dalam bentuk plural, jamak. Kalian, ya. John dan kamu berarti kalian berdua, kalian, you. You bisa artinya kalian, plural. So, we can change John and you, the subject John and you with subject pronoun you. So, let's take a look at which verb be that we have to use. You are friends. John and I, John dan aku. Kami, kita. Aku masuk di dalam subjek ini. I is included in the subject, so we can use with kami. We. We are students. Mrs. Lane. She, because Mrs. Lane is a woman. Is a woman. Mr. John. Laki-laki, kita gunakan subject pronoun he. A man, he is a man. The bird, only one bird, we use subject pronoun it. It is an animal. Foxes. More than one fox. So we use they. Rubah ya, foxes ada lebih dari satu tapi jumlah rubahnya. They are animals. For the plural, don't forget to use s on the noun. Ya, untuk kata benda jamak jangan lupa ditambahin s ya. Kita sudah pernah belajar di video sebelumnya. Those men. Para pria tersebut, para pria itu. Those men, they have more than one. They are teachers. I am a child. Okay, let's review again. Subject and the noun. We have to give the verb be. That girl is a student. I am an employee. Her father is a teacher. Those women are mothers. Now let's continue with adjectives. To describe a subject, we use the adjectives, but we have to give the verb be in between. The kittens. Kittens, anak kucing, tapi ini ada lebih dari satu ya, jumlahnya kittens, plural. They. Jadi kalau benda, apapun, binatang, kalau lebih dari satu kita gunakan they. They are cute. My father, he is angry. His mother, she is kind. Don and I is included in the subject, so we change these two. Subject becomes subject pronoun we. We are glad. Oxen. We have learned about these words. This is a plural noun. Ox, kalau cuma satu, oxen lebih dari satu. We change it becomes they. They are big. An owl, seekor burung hantu. It, only one. It is small. Women, more than one. If only one, we can say woman. But if more than one, lebih dari satu plural, we say it as women. They are pretty. I am smart. So let's recap that we need to give the verb be when you want to use a subject together with the adjectives. That tail is long. I am friendly. That boy is cute. These children are kind. Now, how about if we want to put the verb together with the subject? Aku pergi, aku makan, dia belajar. Should we give the verb be? Apakah harus menggunakan verb be? No need, because we have the verb already. Like what I said before, verb be is actually a verb. Jadi seperti yang tadi Miss jelaskan, verb be itu is MR, itu sebenarnya kata kerja ya, yang membantu atau mendampingi subjek bila dia harus bersama dengan adjective or noun. But if the verb appears already, then you do not need the verb be. Kalau sudah ada kata kerja, tidak perlu verb be. I eat. They understand. You remember. We run. So in this video, we will focus on using these four subjects together with the verb. We will use other three subjects pronouns such as she, he, it in the next video. Now I list my activities that I do on Sundays. I wake up at 6 a.m. Then I have breakfast. After that, I take a shower. After that, I go to church at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Next, I watch YouTube. After I watch YouTube, I play games. And then I have lunch at 1 p.m. I continue study, and next I take a nap at 3 p.m. Afterwards, I do workout at 4 p.m. Then I take a bath at 5 p.m. I have dinner, and then I do my homework, and before I sleep, I have prayer time. The last I do is sleep. Yeah, okay, that's my activities that I do on Sundays. Just now I have described these activities. Now it's your turn to do the 1-minute talk. But before that, let me explain AM and PM. So how do you distinguish between AM and PM? AM and PM are both the abbreviations of Latin terms. Ini keselibet. Ya, ulang lagi ya. Lanjut aja ya. Okay. But before you do the 1-minute talk, like what I did just now, let's take a look at this slide, AM or PM. We're going to discuss it briefly. AM, PM itu digunakan untuk menyatakan siang atau setelah siang ya. Jadi AM digunakan dari tengah malam sampai sebelum jam 12 siang. PM digunakan dari jam 12 siang sampai sebelum 00 tengah malam. Okay, now it's your turn to do 1-minute talk. Please list your Sunday's regular activities, and then using the list, present those activities in a speech, and use the linking words to link one activity with another, such as then, next, afterward, after that. Don't forget to use AM or PM to state the time. Jadi sekarang giliran kamu ya melakukan 1-minute talk. Pertama kamu harus tulis dulu aktivitas kamu yang kamu lakukan di hari Minggu apa saja. Nah, lalu kemudian kamu bisa mendeskripsikannya di dalam sebuah presentasi. Jangan lupa menggunakan then, next, afterward, after that. Ini untuk menyambungkan satu kalimat dengan kalimat berikutnya. Dan bila kamu ingin menyatakan sebuah waktu, jam berapa, kamu bisa menggunakan AM atau PM. Okay, it's your turn to do the practice. Don't give up. Keep on practicing. Goodbye.